So you can hear me, Yesenia? So it's Ganesha's birthday today. Ganesha is that little elephant-headed boy, so this is his birthday. So I'm not going to tell a Ganesha story. But there are a couple of Ganesha mudras. There's a real simple one. This one, you may have done that in class before. And there's a more complicated one that goes like this. If anybody wants to know how to do that, see me after class. Larry never comes up until like right at time, so we've got a couple minutes. It's so quiet. Yeah. So the schedule is going to be filling out. If anybody notices, when October comes, we're adding classes at 8 a.m. on Monday and Wednesday. We're adding. I'll be teaching a class Tuesday at noon that's being added to the schedule. We're adding a 5 o'clock on Tuesday, so there's going to be more classes available. So hope that you'll join. I would love to see you Tuesday at noon. Yeah. Oh, you raising your hand or you're just stretching? Stretching. Okay. Yeah, I'm a professor in my real life, so when anybody raises their hand, I'm like, yes. So Ganesha is the Lord of New Beginnings, just the Lord of New Beginnings. In India, even if you're praying to a different god, you pray to Ganesha first. He loves sweets. I love sweets, candy, cookies. He rides a mouse, an elephant on top of a little mouse.
In the future, he'll ride a Minnie Mouse.
So the mouse represents prana, the breath that gets you in and out of tight spaces, because a mouse can get you in and out of tight spaces. There's all kinds of little imagery and symbolism. Here he comes. We did eagle pose last night for the Eagles first, and they won barely at the end. Did you watch the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I had to buy Peacock to watch the stupid game.
It's crazy.
I know.
I said the same thing. It's like I just want the box.
I know. But then I was like, it's $8, you know? I mean, am I that cheap, you know, to watch the Eagles? But,
It's cheaper than King Kong.
yeah.
It's not always like superstitious to do the Eagles pose. Is he not into it?
Well, that was the thing. So we did it on the very first night, so that if we won, we could keep doing it. If we lost, we would never do it again.
Gotcha.
Got it. And how about the Phillies last night? 16-1. You know?
Who did they play last night?
Yeah, 16-1.
Who though? Who did they play?
I don't remember. Who did they play? My husband was watching the game, but I can't remember. Miami. That was right. It was in Miami.
It's funny because I went to the Miami game when they were here,
Uh-huh.
I believe months ago, and it was the opposite. We lost
like
Uh-huh.
some, what, 16 to something. And that was the one where they put the catcher in as the pitchers, like something we've seen to like save the, like they knew the game was done. And
Yeah.
they put the catcher in as pitcher to save the guy's arm. It was crazy.
As my husband said, it was batting practice. Hey, Elise.
You didn't want to be in the Van household yesterday when I was like, what are you doing?
I like it was like her little response, like, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow if I'm alive.
Yeah.
Maybe if I make it.
The Eagles won last night, Larry.
I seen that. That's my team there. I mean, I gotta be
I
honest.
know. Well, 16.
At least our pose worked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You did Eagle Pose last night?
We did eagle pose, yeah. Yeah. I was a little nervous on doing it. I didn't want to be the, the reason that it didn't happen for y'all, so. But I guess I'm the reason it did happen, so it worked out.
That was what it called.
What's that, Frank? You just want to do plank today?
Yeah.
And chair pose? Is that what you're requesting?
Sir, yes, sir.
I literally like hang on my car and I see the text and I was like,
I can imagine.
I can hear him downstairs. I'm like, what are you doing?
I can imagine.
And he was lucky that I had to get on a call so he didn't have to hear me and I had to like moment to like.
Frank, I've lived that moment before. I understand. A little bit different, but I've lived a moment like that.
And he goes, I can handle this. I got it. I need to do my schedule. I got it.
I guess you're linking calendars after this weekend.
The funny thing is he put it on the calendar.
Anything you want to do today? Except make fun of Frank?
3-minute fine for Frank.
Core? Okay. I can like barely turn my head. I got like this stinger in my neck. It's like killing me. So if you see me like kind of like doing this today, that's why. Neck. Just core? That's kind of where we're at? Inner thigh? Yeah, adductors. Okay. Yep, we get into that. All right, let's play around. Some core, some inside of the thigh. Okay. Let's do it. Take a nice seat. Close the eyes. Sit up tall. You know, we've already been laughing a little bit, right? Enjoying our time together. That's the theme for today, right? Enjoy your time together. I always bring up that, we all remember what it was like when we were practicing at home in our living room staring at the TV screen, right? Did we do it? Yeah. Did it work in that moment? Sure. But this moment's a little bit different. And here we want to come to the yoga room and be with each other. Your kula, your yoga family. And most of y'all know I tend to say look around once in a while. Notice what is happening right next to you. How that person is working hard. And they're having the same challenges that you have. Some things are going to be accessible. Some things are going to be a little deeper to get into. But that's the game. But you fuel each other. When you see that person next to you and they're working hard, that makes you want to work hard. So even though you do your practice, you practice for each other. Right? What a cool thing. We get to be here for each other, to support one another. Because you know the support is what then makes the pose be able to crack open. You don't go breath to extension, right? You go breath to foundation, to engagement, to expression. The expression is your reach, your bend, your fold, your twist, right? Whatever it might be. Because when you feel the support, then the body's going to allow wherever you're trying to take it. The breath, one of those things that lets the body know, I'm okay. What happens when you're not okay with your breath? Things like, right? Or you hold your breath. And then your body goes, oh, wait, they're in trouble. Take that heart rate up. Shut them down. We want to find that sweet spot where, yes, we're challenging ourselves, but full control. So do that in the breath. Just listen to yourself breathe. Next little refinement is slow down the beginning of the inhale because we tend to gasp that breath and push more on the end of the exhale because we tend to let that breath taper off. So we just bring an intention to those sides that need a little more. Maybe we count out the breath. It'll be 2 or 3 seconds for the inhale. Make the exhale the same 2 or 3 seconds. So now we have a balanced action. Maybe find Ujjayi breath where the air begins to rebound off the back of the throat. And next inhale, root down into your sit bones, into the outsides of your feet, and breathe up. Like you feel the upper trunk starting to lift up out of the waist. You feel like it's expanding front to back, top to bottom, side to side, like a cylinder in all directions. Let the head and the throat slide back. Feel the shoulders settle back just that little bit. And now hold that space. Feel the belly draw into the spine. Feel the wrap of those obliques. The next inhale, let the arms lift. Let the exhale bring the fingertips and the knuckle pads to root as the heels of the hands lightly touch. And one time together to initiate our practice. Together, the sound of Om. All together. Deep breath in. Softly bow our head to our hearts, our heads to each other's hearts. Inhale, lift the head, open the eyes, release the hands. Ganesh's birthday.
I already told them.
You told him? Damn, see, I remembered too. Trina reminded me about 5 times this week, but I got it. Ganesh's birthday. So feel free to have a sweet or something today, right? I got the cookies. I already went and grabbed them. So there we go. All right, let's play around. All 4 hands and knees. All right, that's how Ganesh is there for. He's like, you know what? Have some sweets today on my birthday. So all 4 hands and knees, hands an inch or 2 in front of your shoulders, knees an inch or 2 behind your hips. Belly to spine, shutters are closed, right? So there's the core kicking on. I mean, core is not just your belly. In this instance, we're talking about that. But core muscles are muscles that are deep against the bones, right? That's what we're looking for here. Now, as you claw the floor and hug the arms in, like the hands in, and fire those forearms and those biceps up, you bring that energy into the shoulders and into the chest and into the upper back. When you sweep the inner heels out and you hug the shins in, you start to bring that energy up into the legs. Pull your heels to your butt, up the legs into the hips. Notice you still got the belly, you still got the shutters, keep that. Now we're in a pose, now we're in low mountain. So you should be hugging every muscle into a bone here. That's an isometric engagement without movement. Keep breathing. Feel the side body starting to open up from hips to armpit. Feel the ribs, those are your intercostal muscles, starting to expand and peel open here with the breath. And then when you're ready, cat-cow. Inhale, arch the back, lift the sit bones, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, round the back. Look to your belly, lengthen your sit bones towards your heels. Your inhale, arch, and your exhale, round. Go nice and slow here. Link the breath to the movement. So if the inhale's 2 seconds, that's how long it's going to take to arch your back. And then if the exhale's 2 seconds, how long it's going to take to round into your back. That's hitting that sweet spot, right? That's where we want to be. Breath linked up with the movement. Couple more. And then come to a neutral position. So find that flat back again, low mountain. Pull that belly to the spine. Close those shutters. If you're not sure what the shutters are, top of your abs. Shutters are going to blow open like this, so you got to go this way. Close them. Keep breathing here. Right arm up, left leg back, spinal balance. Now, hold the space, okay? So you spread the fingers, and you hug the forearm into the midline. So like if I was pushing your arm out, you're hugging in. Exhale, lower. Left arm up, right leg back. Same thing in the leg. We're reaching back out of the heel, like we're trying to push the wall down behind us, but also we're adducting. So if I push the leg out, you're hugging in. Exhale, lower. Right arm up, left leg back. Now, the thumb is up, the toes are down. We reach the heel back. We reach the fingers and the crown of the head forward. Exhale, lower. Left arm up, right leg back. Not just forward and back, but breathe and expand side to side. So we work all directions. Exhale, lower. Now put it with your breath. Inhale, right arm up, left leg back. Exhale, lower. Your next inhale, left arm up and right leg back. Exhale, lower. Work on your breath, not my voice, right? Find where that sweet spot is. Breath and movement. Only have the heel off the floor about like 4 or 6 inches. If we lift the heel too high, we're going to force these spinal erectors here, engage, and push the pelvis, the belly button to the floor. We don't want that. What I'm trying to get out of y'all is just to turn on these hip extensors here, right? Try to get that reach back. Now, we started with right arm and left leg. Finish with left. We started with right and left, finish with left and right, and then we'll meet back in that all fours. Take a breath here. Step back to plank. Shoulders are on top of wrist crease, and you're reaching out of your heels. Now, that'll be your space as you lift your hips up, come to downward dog. So there's your distance, so that your downward dog will link up with your plank. Now, you could bend the knees a little bit if that feels better. Keep your hands there. Keep your hands there. That, you feel that? Keep coming this way. Yup. Now, pull the belly to the spine. Keep the shutters closed. Slide the throat back. Now, charge the legs up. So pull your heels to your butt and your butt to your heels. Now start to pedal the heels. So reach the right heel to the floor. Yup. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale the opposite. Yeah, just work back and forth. Nice and slow. The upper body, hugging the hands in, pushing the hands down and forward. Taking the chest back towards your toenails or your shins. And then balance your sides out, come to neutral. Next inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Take 3 nice breaths. So really squeeze those shoulders back here, right? Overactivate that upper back. After your 3 breaths, lower the chest, push up through plank, back to downward dog. Micro bend your knees. Yeah, just a little. Don't let your chin fall to the middle of the mat. It's going to try to. When your neck goes, then your upper back goes, and we start unwinding this pose. So as you slide the back of your throat to like where the ceiling and the wall meet at the front of the room, there's a visual. Your cheeks or your ears should be in line with your biceps. That's how you know your head's not hanging. And then inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Take 3 nice breaths. Keep those legs charged and keep dragging your hands back so it keeps pulling your belly forward. We're getting the length. Then after the 3 breaths, back to chaturanga or lower your chest. Push up through plank, back to downward dog. Right hand to the outside of the left calf. Take the twist here in downward dog. So same action. In the left hand, you're rooting down and you're pushing it down and forward. Inhale, unwind. Swap, side 2, left to the outside of right. So that as you push your right hand down and forward, it's taking your hips back to where the ceiling and the wall meet at the back of the room. Inhale, unwind. Next inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra, 3 breaths. Yep, feel that chest peeling and that upper back activating. After your 3, back to chaturanga or lower the chest, push up through plank, back to downward dog. Reach the right leg straight back, step it through, lunge. Nice, y'all. Front knee on top of that ankle, and then track it in line with that second toe, so the one next to your big toe. If you feel like that back thigh's falling, stay high in the ball of the foot. Now keep pushing down and hugging in. So you're pulling the front heel back. You're pulling the back toes forward. You're hugging the shins into the midline, right? There's lots of power coming up the legs here. Pull the pelvic floor up. The belly. I hit the chakras more from a physical sense. Shudders. Heart reaches out front. Throat's back. Gaze is out in front of the mat. Reach through the crown of the head and inhale, come up, Vira-1 crescent. Now, if that knee tried to move back on you, bend back into it so it stacks up on top of the ankle. Square that left hip forward, so hug to the inside of your right thigh. Go back to the chakras from root all the way up the crown, even through your thumbs, and now maybe curl back into this pose. Yep, let the back of the heart keep lifting up through the front of the chest. 1 more breath. And then exhale the hands down, step back, downward dog. Nice, y'all. Work through 1 vinyasa, your breath. Remember, your breath is probably 2 or 3 seconds, right? So that's how long we want to take it to come forward. 2 or 3 seconds to lower in chaturanga. 2 or 3 seconds in cobra, right? Whatever the length of your breath is. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. Nice, y'all. Keep pushing down, right? Gravity's awesome at its job. It keeps you rooted. But in order to play this game, you got to kind of fight against gravity a little bit. Root to rise. So the more you push down, the more it feels like you're lifting up. That's what we want. Now we play. We're engaging just like we did before. But the expression now, so to go further, is to reach the back heel behind you. To reach the front knee forward in front of you. To reach the crown of the head forward in front of you. To breathe and expand side to side. And with all that, inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana 1 crescent. Right, you're just building the power up little by little. Then when we got a lot, we play with it. We come up in the pose, right? Now we're working our warrior 1. So we build it back up again, fire up. Maybe we play a little further. We curl back into the pose. We bend into the lead knee that little bit. Yep, maybe we take another breath. Whatever angle we're on, we peel up and we go even deeper. Or wherever it feels good to you. 1 more breath. And then exhale the hands down, step back, downward dog, move through 1 vinyasa. Beautiful, girl. Look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a nice big reach. And charge up, so legs are fiery, core is connected, shutters are closed. Maybe curl back that little bit. Feel that peel come up from the pubic bone, up the abdominal wall, your belly, up your chest, up your front of your neck. Yep, up your arms. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands at the tops of the thighs. Sit back. So you're taking the heel of your hand right here at the crease of your thigh, and you're pushing down. You're trying to persuade a little bit. So here's the attachment where the hip bone is. Two little spots here, right? We're trying to just persuade a little space into there. Upper trunk, belly's in, shutters are closed. Yeah. Push down, rise up, swing the arms up. Let that right hand grab that left wrist. Take that side bend to the right. Root down from your hip into your heel, but peel above the waist. Get into those little ribs, right? Feel all those little riblets start to peel open. Even take an inhale on that left side, like where your ribs are, to where the ceiling and the wall meet on a big inhale. Then when you go to the right a little more, you're going to feel a big peel. And then inhale, come back to center, swap the hands. Inhale goes up, exhale goes just a little bit. See, now I take this breath on the right side of my ribs to where the ceiling and the wall meet. That gives me this big expansion. And then as I go into the side bend, I get that deeper peel. Right? Make the space and then move into it. Inhale, come back up, take the hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Before you pull the shoulders back, fill the ribs up. Yep, now take the shoulders back so we get that peel off the sternum. Do these pecs here, do that anterior delt, that's your front shoulder here. Now to get into the forearms and the biceps, you want to isometrically pull your hands apart, so without movement, right? The action of pulling apart. Then take your hands away from your back. And that's when you get it to run up the arms. And then exhale, release, swing the arms up, take a nice big reach. Maybe curl back that little bit. Inhale, come up, exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step the right leg back, lunge. Fire the lunge. Right hand stays down, left elbow draws back. Maybe reach up. Take the twist. Keep hugging that left knee in, don't let it blow out the side. Keep it right on top of the ankle. Keep that right hip lifting up so that the twist is above the waist. Inhale, come back to center, step forward. So you're pushing from your right foot to your left heel. Keep your knees bent, reach your left leg back. Reach out of the heel, extend the hip. Left hand stays down, right elbow draws back. Keep turning the bicep forward on the left arm to keep rooting the shoulder back. It's going to try to turn forward on you, don't let it. Inhale, come back to center. Push from your left foot to your right as you step forward. Swing the arms up, big reach. Maybe curl back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step or jump back, downward dog. Move through one vinyasa. Nice, y'all. Nice chaturangas. Keep those forearms straight up and down. If the elbows are falling back, you're getting a little too long. Remember what the measurement was. Shoulders on top of wrist crease, and we're reaching out of our heels in plank. So you can always measure that up if you're not sure what your distance is going to be. Reach the right leg straight back, step it through, lunge. Spin the back heel, come up Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Now root that thigh back on the left side. Don't let the left hip come forward. Push this back. Square this way. Yeah. Remember? Yeah. Reach through your back hand more. Bend into the lead knee. Yeah. Now, there's not a lot of chill in this pose. The only hangout, the chill part in this is look over your middle finger and soften your face. The rest is full on. Yep, take the palm up. Slide back into that reverse warrior. Go slow. You got 2 or 3 seconds to go back into reverse warrior, right? That's how we stay in line with the breath. Take this back. Yeah. One more breath. Inhale, come back up to that warrior two. Settle into it. Take a breath here. And then spin the hands down to the floor. Spin the back heel up. Downward dog. Nice, y'all. So we're getting into the inside of those thighs a little bit, right? Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through. Lunge. Spin the back heel. Come up Vira two, side two. Warrior two, side two. When you come up tall. Right? Tall is going to be like hips to armpits, side bodies, nice and lifted here. What wants to happen? Right? So feel all this lift as you activate it. Yep. Bend into that lead knee. Now we're going to go sit bone to heel. So we're lengthening down to get the knee to open. Or if I push on your heel, right? This way, you're sweeping it to the brick wall and the knee's opening out to the left. That's how we're going deeper in the thigh. Then take the palm up and slide back into that reverse warrior. Yeah, remember the 2 or 3 second thing. It's easy to just right back, right? That's not with your breath, which means something's going to try to pull apart. When you stay slow and everything's connected, we hold on to all the shit we just worked hard to get. Now take one more breath and then inhale, come back to that warrior two. Yes, that's the pace. Nice, y'all. Bring that gaze right over the middle finger and then settle the pose. Then spin the hands down to the floor, spin the back heel up, downward dog. Beautiful. Right, like we don't want momentum to drive it. We want to be able to start, to stop, and to hold, right? Accelerate, decelerate, and stabilize, you hear me say all the time. That's what we want. We don't want just momentum pulling us through. Roll to the outside of the right foot, stack the left foot on top or in front. Come into side plank. Now, when we hit side plank this early, it's usually like I'm hitting this for core, right? A core activation. So this is the one where I always say to y'all, try to stack your hips up. So turn the bicep forward. It's going to try to do this, and then the shoulders out. Turn the bicep forward, root the shoulder back. Now you get nice and strong. Push out of the big toe mounds. Now bring that left hip forward so it stacks up on top of the right, and that's when the oblique hits. And then inhale, come back to plank. Push back, downward dog. Take a breath. Roll to the outside of the left foot. Stack the feet on top or bring that top foot in front and you could push down. It'll give you a little more stability. Turn the bicep forward. Yep. Now maybe bring that right hip forward to stack up on top of the left. Gets a little harder. That's what we're going for. Inhale, come back to plank. Push back, downward dog. Control the breath. Full breath in, complete breath out. Right? Recover here. Not because downward dog is easy, but because it's familiar. You know the space. So keep pushing the hands down and forward. Keep taking the hips back, and that gets the weight in the legs. That's how you can let the arms chill a little bit. Reach the right leg straight back, step it through, lunge. Spin the back heel, come up extended side angle. So bent arm to bent knee, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Plug the arm in, sweep the bicep up along the cheek. Feel how the knee's trying to pull in, right? Because that's the muscles we're stretching. So root the top of that left thigh back first, and then hold that space. Right? Now we want to build and open the inside of the right thigh from that left. So just like we did before, sit bone to heel or sweep the heel this way towards the wall with the window and the door, and your knee will go towards the brick wall. Maybe right hand down to the block or the floor. Maybe rotate, take the top of the ribs back and the bottom of the ribs forward. Now settle into the pose. Beautiful. Inhale, come up, warrior two. Push the front leg straight. Get nice and tall here. Yep. Hinge at the right side of the hip. Come into Trikonasana, triangle. Keep opening up that right side body. Yes. Now breathe. Push into that front foot. Inhale, come up nice and tall. Bend into that lead knee, warrior two. Spin the hands down to the floor. Spin the back heel up, downward dog. Move through one vinyasa. Nice, y'all. right? Why do we hold poses? Not to sit here and suffer, right? To sit here and keep ourselves under tension, right? That's how we get stronger. The longer we hold those muscles, the stronger we get. Full breath in, complete breath out. Recuperate here in that down dog, just like we did earlier. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. Spin the back heel, come up, bent arm to bent knee. Parsva side 2. Have the back toes just slightly turned forward. That'll help root the top of the thigh back. That's our foundation. We got to root that thigh back to then build the rest of the pose. Keep opening up that left side body. Feel how it wants to do this, like side crescent? Don't let it. Try to get to Tadasana. Maybe the hand goes down to the block or the floor. Maybe you rotate open. Bring your bicep right along your cheek like your arm's overhead. Yes. Yes. Bring your arm overhead. Yeah. One more breath. Now push into that front heel and come up tall. Warrior 2. Then slowly straighten the front leg. Remember the 2 or 3 second thing? Yep. Now get tall again. Remember the 2 or 3 second thing? Whatever your breath is. And then hinge at the left side of the hip. Because remember, we want to start, stop, right? And hold. We don't want momentum to just carry us from one thing to the next. Will that happen sometimes in life? Sure. But we're practicing to be able to control, right? To hold space. Maybe look up and then soften your face here. Yeah, stay with the breath. Then push into that front heel as you come up tall. Bend into that lead knee, warrior 2. Spin the hands down to the floor. Spin the back heel up, downward dog. Move through one vinyasa. Awesome, crew. And when you get back to downward dog, exhale, lower the knees. Sit back on your heels, Vajrasana, child's pose. Grab a drink. Wipe your face, whatever feels good. Go back to the breath, right? Full breath in, complete breath out. If you're in child's pose and your arms are tired, bring them from above your head to along your legs, and they'll rejuvenate a little quicker. You just take them below the heart. Couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, inhale, come up. We'll meet all fours. Turn the hands out while we're here in all fours. External rotation. We'll get that forearm bicep stretch we do. So you want to turn your hands out. Now, whether your hands are out to the side or they're facing back to you, whatever your flavor is. Actually, we did inner thighs. We talked about Mayurasana. I don't know if it was last week. It might have been 2 weeks ago. If you want to hit that, arm balance, you could bring your pinkies to touch. You can step back to plank, would be spot number 1. You can bring your feet, your knees wide and your feet together, right? Which would be where I usually show you all the arm balance from. You could go from plank as well. The variation, because we all got something that gets in the way once in a while, is where you put the block in your belly. And that's going to give you a little bit of space to get by what might be up top, all right? And then that'll help you be able to go forward into the pose. So if the block helps you, go for it. Play wherever you want. If you're holding the stretch, awesome. If you're working Mayurasana, same awesome. Go forward more.
Yeah, it's just very awkward.
Bring your elbows in front of your wrists. Yes, yes. And then that's glutes and hammies right there. Extend the hip. Yeah. You feel the balance changing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, remember, I've told you all this before. Like, This is where all your weight is. And in arm balances, we're trying to balance all this weight with all this weight, and it's not really equal, right? There's way more here than there's going to be here. That's why these are called prime movers, right? They're big muscles. They're strong. They don't need you to think about them, right? They're going to do their job. But the idea here is to get so much weight forward that all that gets light, right? That's kind of the idea in all of the arm balances. Your balance isn't always equal, right? You overbalance one side to get it to come into balance, right? That's usually the way it goes. And that's what we're doing in arm balance. You usually got to weight more on one side, forward, in this instance. All right, inhale, come up, exhale, hands down, all fours, take a breath. We're going to step back to plank, and then downward dog. Keep your hands down, swivel to the outside of the right foot, the inside of the left. Yep, keep your hands down. We're just opening up that left side body. Inhale, come back to center, swivel side 2, outside of the left, inside of the right. Yep, feel that right side body peeling open. Inhale, come back to center, work through one vinyasa. Inhale, come forward to plank. Shoulders are on top of your wrist crease. You're reaching out of your heels. Keep pushing down. Don't let your upper back collapse. Bring your hips up higher. You okay with the touch? Yeah, right there, right there. That's easier, right? Yeah, these look awesome. Come up a hair more, right there. Now settle that, reach your chest forward. Yeah. Knees count, 100%. Keep your bellies in, don't let your, Sit bones are going towards your heels a little bit here. Keep breathing. I didn't forget about you. Frank did, but I didn't. I couldn't help it, Frank. I just can't help it. We're at a minute. Slowly lower to your bellies. I'm like the oldest brother. I know how to bust chops. Like, that's for sure. Like, I'm great at that shit. Been doing that my whole life. All right. I was doing something. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, roll to your right side. Bend your knees. Bring your knees in front of you like you're watching TV on the floor. We're going to get to the inside of the thigh again. So your strap could be your friend here to help give you a little more space. You'd put it around your foot, okay? So you're going to take your left arm to the inside of your left knee, but you're going to bring it to the outside of your foot, like the pinky toe side, or the strap. Then you're going to kick your leg towards the wall over here with the window first. Then you're going to start to take the leg up towards the sky. Then sweep your right heel down into the yoga mat. It's trying to do like this, sweep it into it. Yep. Then take the out seam of the thigh forward. Can I demo on you? So it would be like if I came up to you, we take the out seam, external rotation, that. You feel that peel out of here? Okay, now we got the hip to lower down, right? So then what do we got to do? That's below the waist. What do we got to do above the waist? We got to breathe now and peel this open, come up the ribs. Then we could work the pose even a little further, start to open the heel to the sky more. Yeah. One more breath. Stay engaged as you bend the knee. Inhale, come back to center. Feel how it wants to pop back up. Yeah. And then inhale, come all the way back. We'll swap side 2. So knees are in front. This time your right Hand goes to the inside of that right knee, but to the outside of the foot, the pinky toe side. Then you pull on your foot as you kick your foot into your hand, so you start to engage the leg. Then you go to the brick wall first, then start to open towards the sky. And go little by little. Now, make sure there's a micro bend in the knee, because it's going to be real easy to hyperextend that. Right? So little micro bend. Then bring the out seam forward. So it would be external rotation. It would be like, if I gave a 101 cue, right? It would be like sweeping your heel in. Now, there's 2 joints before that, right? So we're really talking about the thigh, the top of the leg, but you can initiate it a little bit by sweeping that heel in, and it will take the leg to external rotation. Yeah, like that does work. But remember, like I said, there are other joints there, so we really should be trying to concentrate on the thigh. One more breath. And then bend the knee, come back to lower it down. Inhale, come back to center. Take a breath. Place the hands middle of the chest. And take the shoulders back. And then curl the toes and charge those legs up. And then fire up the core. And when you're ready, push up the chaturanga, take a full round of breath. And then push up the plank and take that round of breath. And then push back to downward dog where we'll meet. Take a few breaths. Inhale, come forward to plank. Lift your right leg up. Take it to the outside of your mat. Touch your toe to the floor. Bring it back up. Adduct it back to center. Lower it down. Lift the left up. Take it out to the side. Try to keep your foot parallel. Put the toe to the floor. Bring it back up. Hug it in. 2 more each side. Keep going. We want to work abduction on this, not external rotation. So try to lead, right, with the outer heel instead of the pinky toe. And that'll help keep the feet parallel. You'll be working that real abduction. And then after you do your 3 each side, lower flat to your bellies. Take your hands, right hand underneath your chest, bend your left knee, reach back, grab your ankle, your foot, or your strap. Play with that quad stretch. All right, rest a little bit. You're on the floor. Right? It's easy to kind of start recuperating a little. The magic here is about neutralizing the pelvis. So belly button to spine and push your pubic bone down into the yoga mat. Now draw the heel to the sit bone. See, we always get wrapped up in pulling the heel to the sit bone first, and what that does is it pulls the belly, right, towards the floor, which is the other way. We want the belly to the spine here. But because of the way that the rectus femoris attaches, it's going to want to pull that forward. That's your middle quad. That's going to extend your knee, and it's also going to flex your hip. So that thing's working all day. Watch the boing as you release. Swap side 2. That's it. Belly to spine, sit bones to the backs of the knees, and then heel towards the sit bone. And then watch the boing as you release. Place the hands middle of the chest. Take those shoulders back. Curl those toes. Fire up the core. Push up the chaturanga. Take a full round of breath. Have you been working on pushes? Push up the plank. Yep, take a breath. Push back to downward dog. Yeah. And that shit's not easy, right? That's what we've been working on it. We're trying to get ourselves more comfortable and stronger being in that position. Work through one vinyasa. Nice pace, y'all. Beautiful. Exhale, lower your knees, sit back on your heels. Okay, so we'll go. I'll take you into Ekapada Kundinyasana 2 from the lunge. This way it gives those of you that don't want to do the arm balance, you could work the airplane, okay? Sometimes when we do core, I take you all from downward dog into it, right? Because it's a little bit different challenge. This one will be, we'll step the leg through, okay? So we'll be in our lunge. I would have my blocks if I was practicing, all right? I'm a little low here. And then you can come to airplane. When you go to airplane, you want to turn your hands this way, like towards the sky. So we go external rotation. See, if I go this way, that's the misalignment, right? I want to be this way. So that's the way we want to work the airplane, all right? But then there'll be the arm balance, Ekapada Kundinyasana 2. You're going to take your hand, it's going to go underneath your leg to the outside of your foot, all right? Then you're going to work your foot to the outside of your hand. Sorry, I can't look up. You're going to bend both elbows, and now I got to turn these toes and this thigh down. And see when I turn these down, see this hip comes up? See when they're here, see how the hip's low? I'm never getting my leg up. But as soon as I turn the toes down and the thigh in, now the hip comes up, then I can adduct. I always scissor to the midline, and then I lift the leg up and extend it back out. Right, that way, that way I can like, yeah. That way I can like pull the energy in, right? That's why I hug in first. What's gonna build more power, in or out? In, right? So if you hug in, then you can express out. So it'll be a couple of different options for you, all right? We'll give it a try. So inhale, come up, exhale, hands down, all fours, take a couple breaths, and then let's meet back in downward dog. Now remember, play with what feels good to you in your practice. One is never better than the other, right? It's just wherever you want to play in that moment. Pedal, swivel, wiggle a little bit, just get the engine running again. Then come to neutral. Reach the right leg straight back, step it through, lunge. Now, you can inhale, come up, airplane, okay? Or you could take your right hand underneath your leg to the outside of your right foot. Then you're going to work your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Other way. Yeah. Then you're going to bend both elbows. As the right leg starts to go out, turn the toes down, turn the thigh in, the left hip's going to come up. Hug into the midline, then start to reach that left leg back, like where the ceiling and the wall meet. One more breath. If you're in airplane, lower the hands down, take a breath. Step back, downward dog. If you're in Ekapada Kundinyasana 2, pop back, chaturanga. Push back, downward dog. Just keep in mind, we got friends close today, right? Nice, y'all. Here we go. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. If you want to go airplane, go airplane. If you want to go Ekapada Kundinyasana 2, left arm goes underneath the left leg to the outside of that left foot. Left foot to the outside of the hand. Bend both elbows. Turn the toes down, turn the thigh in, bring the right hip up. Scissor the legs to the midline, extend the right leg back. Nice, y'all. If you're in airplane, lower down. If you're in Eka 2, kick the leg back, chaturanga, push back, downward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. If you've never done Ekapada Kundinyasana 2 and you took that hand underneath the leg today, first time, great, awesome, right? You did it. You worked a little further than last time. Reach the right leg straight back, step it through, pigeon. That's it, right knee nice and wide. Almost like to the edge of your mat. And then the left knee will be in line with your hip. And then hug those knees in so you start to pull the power in, right? When we pull the power in, it feels like we can like hold ourselves up. Or like sometimes you'll see Trina like she's barely holding herself with her hands, right? That's all just hugging in. Now I know a lot of you like to fold, so get the space first. Pull the pelvic floor up. Pull the belly in and pull the shutters closed. When you pull the shutters closed, you get that lift in that thoracic spine. So now there's the space. Then go ahead and move into the space. Now, if you need to go a little bit deeper in the pose, take your left hand onto the ball of your right foot and push on it like it's a gas pedal. Hug the knees in, lift the front knee up and move it back an inch or two. Then hug back in, lift the back knee up, move it back an inch or two. And that pose just got a whole lot deeper. That's the way we can comfortably and safely move the pose deeper, by moving back, as compared to trying to like yank your shin up to the front of the mat, right? That just is going to stress the knee. These look nice, y'all. Couple more breaths. 2 different actions, right, in each side of the hip. On the left side, your sit bones reach into the wall behind you. On your right side, it's lengthening down. And then inhale, come up, bend that left knee, reach back with the right hand, grab the quad stretch with the twist. Take your left hand to the edge of your mat. Yep, when it's at the side of your mat, now you're going to be able to lean into that arm. Turn the bicep forward to root the shoulder back. Then start to draw that heel towards the sit bone and work that quad stretch. But you see why we talked about the foundation earlier? Right now we're using this foundation to hold ourselves up so we can work the quad stretch with the twist. Couple more breaths. Watch the buoying as you release. Come back to center. Place the hands down. Lift the hips. Reach that right leg back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, right knee to left elbow, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, chin or chest, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, right elbow, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. And then exhale, lower that leg down, take a breath. On your breath, when you're ready, reach the left leg straight back, step it through, pigeon side 2. So this time the left knee's nice and wide. And then hug in. And then get that lift if you want to fold. If you want to stay up in the prep, right, whatever feels good to you. If you want to fold, make the space and then move into the space. And then we'll let the body settle a little bit and I'll talk you into that little adjustment to move back. I'm going to think on Pandora I have Arches of Loaf and not Arcade Fire, is what I'm thinking. I can't always see real good at that close, so I went with what I thought it said. But from what I hear right now, I'm not sure that's a...
You're prepping for Pearl Jam? Are you prepping for Pearl Jam?
Kind of. Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I'm like one of those Pearl Jam geeks that's seen them like 30 plus times. So like, yeah, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, no. Yeah. These look nice, y'all. Are you going to see Pearl Jam?
No, but Eddie Vedder was at the Met last night. My husband is bartender there.
Oh, yeah.
And served him, and so he texted me.
Oh, that must have been cool. Yeah.
He was very excited.
Yeah. All right, inhale, come up, bend that right knee, reach back with your left hand. Hug the knees in, right? Foundation we got to work off of, so keep that foundation strong. Pull the belly in and the shutters closed because we tend to manipulate the ribs on a twist. We want to pull the shutters closed and then rotate the spine. Right, this and this are 2 totally different things. We want the second one, right? We don't want that manipulation. So hold the belly and the shutters closed. It will probably be less, it won't be as deep. The range of motion will probably lessen a little bit. Then watch the boing as you release. Inhale, come back to center, place the hands. Lift the hips, reach that left leg back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, left knee to right elbow, so the twist. Then take it back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Bring it to your chin or your chest, so straight forward. Opening up those hip, working those hip flexors. Take it back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Now open the hip inside of the thigh to that left elbow. Back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. And then exhale, lower that leg. Look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, big reach. Maybe curl back that little bit. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in front. Nice, y'all. Grab your mats, find a spot on the wall. We'll go upside down. Use up all the space, the doors. You come up front. I can move anything. That curtain opens over here, so we could use that space. I know some of you like to stay in the middle of the room on your inversions. You're always welcome to stay in the middle of the room. Whatever feels good to you. If you're at home, you don't have the wall to kick up on, you can always lay on your mat and then bend your knees and then interlace your hands behind your thigh as you reach that heel to the sky and then swap into side two. If you are at home or in the studio, it's not your day to invert. You're always welcome to go legs up the wall or do a pose that feels good to you. I'll talk everyone through downward dog and L pose. Those of you that want to do your handstands or your headstands or your tripods, you can work on your own. Trina's going to be walking around right away, so feel free to ask her any questions. Once I get everybody up, I'll come around as well. If you have any questions for me, grab me. Okay? You can go today if you want to work in through the inner thighs, wide-legged fold to tripod. Okay? And then back down. So that could be a little challenge for you. You're probably going to go like this way on your mat, right? So I'd be here and then work your way down this way. Okay? So a bunch of different options. If you're going to stick with me, let's go all fours, hands and knees, feet are touching the wall. If you're going to go on your own, whenever you're ready. So all fours, hands and knees, we're in that low mountain. So our feet are against the wall and we're super charged up. When you're ready, lift your knees and your hips like a short downward dog and just check in. You feel comfortable, step one foot up the wall. Need to take a couple more breaths, take a couple more breaths. When you're ready, step the second foot up the wall. With your knees bent, you'll be in downward dog inverted. With your legs straight, you'll be in L pose. Play with whatever feels good to you. So bring your feet down the wall a little bit more. So you were in a plank, which is harder. Come to like the L where your legs are straight out that way. Okay. Does that make sense?
Want to try your headset?
Go a little wider on your hands. No, just out this way. Yeah. And root down in here. That'll take it out of your wrists. Down a little more on the wall. Right there. Yeah. Now start to straighten your legs from there. Yeah. You feel the difference? Now bring your chest towards the brick wall. You feel that up here in your upper back? Yeah, awesome. Then if your knees were bent, that would be downward dog inverted. When your legs are straight, L pose. L pose is a little harder than downward dog. But that was awesome. That was awesome. Elbows in a little more. That'll make up a little of that space that you missed coming down, right? Then when you go elbows in, go shoulders back. And that'll give you a little more plug.
Okay.
Then when you're hugging the elbows in, that'll get them a little closer when the knees come down.
Am I aiming like me for here, or am I aiming like the side of the leg?
So think of what the, so in the crow, in the twisted crow, right? It's like this. So you're trying to come down with the, like this part of your leg kind of right above your knee, hitting right kind of above your, onto that tricep. It's not a lot like of space to play with, right? And you're in deep flexion. So think even hugging your knees to your chest more, you gotta hold that deep flexion. That's kind of a challenge in that pose, is holding that deep flexion.
Gotcha, okay.
Try that. I mean, it's like this close, right? Yeah. So give yourself maybe another like minute, right? Gets any cooler, you could wear that jacket, man.
Yeah, 55 or they said it's gonna be.
Terrible.
I can't wait.
You like it?
Well,
I hate it.
For the morning and for a nice little run at 55, I'm good. But
Ooh.
after that, I'd like it to go up a little more. It will.
I leave the beach, it's like maybe 60. I ride here, when I get into Hamilton, where all the blueberries are, it gets super cold.
Yeah.
And like I noticed that I'm like freezing on that part of the ride, and then it warms up again. It must be, I don't know if it's like a little valley in there or something. It is super cold.
More emotion now that's at least giving you like a warm breeze.
Yeah, that's it. It's kind of flipped now. Now we're holding on a little warm breeze.
Right, and that's why
Yeah.
September, October are always wonderful.
Yeah.
The water's warm and
Yep.
the weather's
Yep.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago we had that east wind. It held all the clouds inland,
Yeah.
right? And we had all beautiful weather
I know
those
that
days.
my brother has been down, he was like, it's been gorgeous here.
It was great. It was great. All right, let's get ready to meet on our backs. If you're hitting your inversion, go for it. If you're ready to come out, we're going to meet on our backs. I'll see you later. So we'll do a couple back bends. All right, we'll do bridge and wheels, supported bridge always if you want to play with that. It's where the block goes here at the sacrum. Okay, so you can work that. So let's start. Knees are bent, feet are on the floor, feet are flat, and their hips width apart. They're like train tracks, so they're parallel. What wants to happen? The heels want to turn in. So you might have to sweep the inner heels out a little bit to get the feet to go parallel. Now start with a neutral pelvis. That means your sacrum is flat on the floor. What wants to happen? Your belly wants to go to the sky, right? And this part of your pelvis wants to lift off the mat. So bring your belly to your spine and root that down. Now we got that neutral pelvis. Charge the legs up, fire up the core with your head and shoulders back, slowly lift the hips. Come to bridge. You want to interlace the hands behind the back, go for it. We made that shape, right? So you can play with that. You want to work the back bend a little deeper. Wiggle the shoulders under. Stay with the belly, stay with the shutters, the belly button and the shutters. Now gently push your feet forward, and it's going to take the back bend under your shoulder blades. That's right where we want it to be. Then the knees can reach forward, and the upper palate of the mouth can reach back, and the throat opens up. And then release the hands if it's there. Slowly lower down. See if you get that sacrum to land flat as you come down. Then take the feet wide. Let the knees touch. Hands to cactus or field goal. Let me see that range of motion. That's not bad, dude. That's not too bad. Pause. What's that? Good. Yeah, different, right? Yeah. This is your scap. See how I pulled it down? Then that allowed the shoulder to rotate itself back. You might have to do a little extra of like this right now, but we'll talk about that when we're together. I don't want to. And then inhale, open the knees, bring the arms back along the sides. Number 2. This time I'll take you into wheel. Some of you that I saw last night, we did some Erdva push-ups. Feel free. You want to kick one leg out. We played with some moving our legs today. I'll talk you through some variations, okay? So here we go. Set yourself up, charge those legs, charge that core up, head and shoulders back, lift the hips, come to the bridge. You're going to interlace your hands behind your back, swap the hand hold. So if left pinky was under, right's under this time. If you're going to go wheel, place your hands wide to the edges of your mat. Plug your shoulders back. So we want to integrate real deep, then push down to come up. Then you got some options. You want to kick the right leg out? Go for it. You got to push the left leg down and forward. Lower it down. Push the right foot down and forward. Reach the left leg out. Lower it down. Maybe lower your head to the floor, Erdva push-up. Maybe do 3 of those. Whenever you're ready, lower down, take the feet wide, let the knees touch, hands to cactus or field goal. And then windshield wiper your knees side to side. Next time they fall to the right, let them settle there. Take that little open twist here for a few breaths. Inhale, come back to center. Let the knees fall to the left. Stay here for a few breaths. Inhale, come back to center. Take those legs out straight. Reach those arms up overhead. Take a big stretch. And hug your knees to your chest. Rock yourself up to a seated position. Take your knees wide and your feet together. Sit up nice and tall. Now, we got to hug in first. So what I want to do is I want to push my feet together, and I want to first hug my knees up a little bit. That's how I start to engage these muscles. Then I can let my knees settle down. We have to engage first, right? Then we can stretch. So I keep that little bit of action. Now, draw your hands into your feet, and as you pull your feet in, you're going to lift your upper trunk up. You could use that little force feedback. One more, that's nice. Whew. I had to come over and check that pose out. That's a deep pose, right? Look at the outsides of the dice of the floor. Yeah, that's awesome, y'all. Everybody, beautiful, right? Play with your pose. I love the spines, right? Because this is the shit we're not trying to reinforce, right? How's this serving us? This ain't doing shit, right? We need to be way up here. Well, it's doing something. It's doing shit, right? It's actually creating a misalignment in our body, right? We want to be up this way. Now, when you hinge a little bit, hinge at the hip crease. So let your chest come first. Keep sliding your throat back. What wants to happen? This way. And then hinge. Yeah, and you can intensify the stretch a little bit. Bandha Konasana. Inhale, come up. Take the legs out straight. Lay back. Hug your knees to your chest. A couple small circles. Or give yourself a little hug. Keep your right knee hugging in. Take your left foot to the floor with the knee bent. Take your left hand to the outside of your right foot. Take the foot to the sky like you're straightening your leg. Now keep your right hip down. Take your leg towards the left. There's the TFL and IT band. But keep that right hip down. Don't roll to the left hip. Keep the right hip down. You could see Trina with the strap would be your friend, right? Give yourself a little more space. And then bend the knee, inhale, come back to center. Hug the left knee in, lower that bent right knee to the floor. Right hand to the pinky toe side of the foot. Pull on the foot like we did before. Then kick the heel to the sky. Yeah, the leg straightens. Keep the left hip down. Take the leg over to the right. And then bend the knee. Inhale, come back to center. Release the leg. Take the legs out straight. Reach those arms up overhead. When you're ready, hug your knees to your chest. Take your knees wide. Come to happy baby. Knees are wider than your shoulders. Sacrum is flat. So if you're holding your feet and you feel like your butt's flying to the sky, let go of your feet and hold the outsides of your knees or your shins. Then the sacrum can go flat. The sit bones will work back towards the yoga mat. We want that. Then pull the knees real wide. That's how it's going to take them wider than your shoulders. And then as you draw those knees towards your ears or towards your face, you're going to get that stretch in the back of the hip, inside of the thighs. If you want to go to the back of the legs, you could reach one leg out, or to intensify the inside of the thigh stretch, you could take one leg out, both legs out. You could rock side to side. And then from here, hug the knees in, release the legs out straight. We'll take Shavasana. Beautiful practice, crew. Feel free to add or remove layers or props. So you could go, one of your variations today could be Supta Baddha Konasana, so where the knees are wide and you're laying back. If you're going to do that pose, take the blocks to the outsides of the thighs, so you give support on the outside of the legs. So the inside, the attachments, aren't just stressing here, right? So they get a little support. Remember, we talked about that. If your body has support, it's going to allow itself to open. If it's being negatively stressed, it's going to lock itself up. Now, I'm going to talk everyone through laying flat, so whatever feels good to you. You could have blanket underneath the knees or heart bench if that's another couple more variations you want to mess with. Now, with the legs out straight, let the feet gently roll open. Bring the arms along the sides. Let the shoulders settle back. Let the palms turn open to the sky. And as your head rests back, maybe let your eyes close. We let that tongue soften from the roof of the mouth. And we feel our throat open up. Our mind turns back to the breath. Our heart opens. With the breath, each exhale is clearing and removing and making space. Each inhale is drawing in something new. In the heart, it's collecting the practice as it gets ready to move it into the yoga of life. Yoga prepares us for the challenges in our everyday. Because you know when those challenges come up, the first thing you have to do is take a breath. And then we got to set a strong foundation. Then we have to engage and integrate and connect so that as we express, it'll be the best that we can be. we need to remember, with each breath, it's a new opportunity. If we're not at that place that we want to be, we take a breath and we build again. Begin here to draw in a deeper breath. Feeling the breath washing over the body, your toes, your fingers, the crown of your head, your heart. Reawakening that better version of ourselves. As the fingers and the toes wiggle, arms and the legs stretch or reach, move in a way that feels good to you. Taking your time, moving slowly with your breath. Being conscious of each action. When you're ready, you can hug your knees to your chest, roll to the right side, take your hands underneath your head, make a little pillow. Just take a few breaths here. When you're ready, you can push your hands down as you come up to a seated position. We'll meet together with our eyes closed and our hands in front of our hearts. One more time to seal in our practice, our time together. Together, the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Beautiful. As we softly bow our head to our hearts, our heads to each other's hearts. For all of that hard work, and that determination, that challenge, the love and the support you always give each other, it's to you that I bow. Namaste. Thanks, crew. Good to see everyone. Just a heads up, I'm sorry I've been missing y'all the past couple weeks a little bit, but I'm not here next week. It's Jess's birthday, so Trina will be here with you, okay? You'll be in great hands. I'll see y'all the following, I'll be, normal schedule. Other than that, I just won't be here on Saturday. All right? Thanks, y'all. If you have any questions or something feels weird, get me before you go. Otherwise, I'll see y'all soon. Thanks, crew.
Are you doing something fun?
We'll be chilling on the beach during the day, and then we're going to the Phillies Mets in the evening. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be good. Especially when we kick the shit out of the Mets. That'll really be good.